I'm 16, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
The internet allows a lot of different communities and people of different ages to interact. VR chat being a social game allows for said things to happen.
As the internet has developed, plenty of games have congregated into collective hubs that encourage social interactions. VRChat in particular was specifically created around these engagements. It is a game where anyone from any community can come together in one world and interact with one another. There are plenty of worlds that can be experienced for free with no age verification that are used by all sorts of different communities. These communities are hidden throughout the layers of VRChat, and some can be really difficult to find, while others you can find anywhere you go. This can be an amazing thing as new people can meet each other and important social interactions can be experienced from the safety of your house. However, there are downsides to having so many people on so many different worlds all interacting with each other. Some of these problems revolve around the interaction between kids and adults.
So today we are going to be exploring a question that's been on the mind of many. Should children be allowed to play VR chat? We went around to the community to ask this question. Here are some of the answers we got.
Well, honestly, it's so-so. I believe, there should be a restriction on certain worlds because, people can get on this game.
Yeah.
But, it just kind of sucks that, some kids are kind of stuck on the VR instead of, going outside and doing that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of different kinds of groups here, and some of them, are good. Like, for example, like ASL and that kind of stuff, like teaching kind of things. But then there's other groups that are more into the, that kind of stuff. And I believe that there should be definitely, more age restriction on this game.
As you can see, he brought up some interesting points. He talks about how VR chat can potentially take away from real life experiences that he says he values more than being on the headset. However, VR chat can also bring important social experiences for children. The problem is that children usually become addicted to the virtual space, which results in an unhealthy balance. Another point he brings up is that these other groups in VR chat, including ERP groups, cults, and gangs exist. These groups might create a toxic environment and an unhealthy amount of adult interactions for children to be exposed to. Now, these groups will be explored in different investigations, so let's consider another, more outlandish perspective for the question at hand.
What do they do?
So, for instance, some girl, I was hanging out in here earlier. Some girl came up to me and asked me if I was gay, and I was like, no, I'm not gay, and this person is gender fluid. And she was like, she said, I don't want to even say it out loud in here, but FAGGOT to me,
okay.
you know. And I said, I told her, I didn't know how old she was. I said, I'm not a FAGGOT. I said, I will, I'll prove it to you. If you let me use your uterus, I'll give you 10 puppies. And then she says, oh, I'm 16. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry. I didn't know how old you were. And it's
like
she
it's
goes
like
straight,
a danger to people who are
then
of age.
she goes straight to the mods and tells them that I said.
So in this segment, they say children should not be allowed in VR chat. They brought forth some questionable points and a personal example that perfectly represents this idea. In a world with mostly adults, a child approached them and talked to them. The child made an awful comment to them, which was succeeded by a vulgar comment from the adult, to which the child made a complaint to the moderator on the server they were inhabiting.
This is definitely the worst interview we had. We went into the furry hideout and quickly encountered this individual. After talking to about 2 people before this, we happened to cross paths with them, and they agreed to do an interview. This person is in their 40s, which makes these interactions between individuals with around a 30-year age difference very scary, as getting into this world took 0 effort and had no actual security system to protect kids from entering it. As you can see here, all you need to do is just press accept on this pop-up. This is the same case for other popular worlds like the Black Cat, Midnight Rooftop, and Midnight Bar. Predators are lurking everywhere in these worlds, and the easy access VR chat provides to disgusting humans is honestly really disturbing.
This situation is a great example of how kids playing with adults can create unwanted and inappropriate scenarios. Overall, including immature children in servers that include a lot of depraved adults can create awkward predicaments. Now let's explore the children's side of the question.
I mean, I got a lot to say. It's just like, it's basically everything that's already been covered, though.
Yeah.
Just mainly, it feels like a more adult-style game. And, like, for example, Rec Room is more of a kid's game that should be, that's styled like this. But even that has its downsides.
I feel like there should be age restrictions. Like, there's like junior, like you can have your account, like you have to be truthful about your age. Or like, like you don't have to like put your social security number in or something, but you just have to put your birth date in. And you actually like, there's age restrictions on worlds. Like if someone makes an inappropriate world, then and they would allow that, but as long as
for this.
Alright, cool.
Alright, so, first question. Do you think kids should be able to play VR chat?
Yeah.
You think so?
If they're mature enough, yeah. Yeah, if they're only immature.
Well, what are some of the positives of VR chat that you've experienced?
That you can make more friends, you can friend request them, there's other people that are nice.
So, after asking some people from the opposite crowd, they seem to agree that kids around their age should be careful and acknowledge that there are lots of creeps in VR chat. The important thing to take away from this is that the younger population of VR chat is not really worrying about these weird individuals and are just playing VR chat because it's a good way to make friends. This is really great because kids probably will only be talking to people around their age, but it still leaves the door open for unhinged individuals to attempt to make friends with them. Also, the group of teens brought up a good idea to maybe solve this problem. A classification system. This could be a good idea, but as seen in this interview,
get access to certain areas. But even then, even if there's an area that are just for kids, there are still predators who can be like, all right, you know what, this area is only for kids. I'm gonna specifically go there because I want to target kids. So it's like, it's the internet.
They bring up a good point that it can make it easier for unstable adults to target their selected victims. So, a classification system probably wouldn't solve anything.
They brought forward.
Redo.
We have covered a variety of different views, some outlandish and some tame. Now trying to figure out if children should or shouldn't be allowed in VR chat is difficult. Most adults feel as if children should be at least restrained from being in more adult worlds. Most children feel as if it doesn't really matter. It's just a game, after all. A game. That's what VR chat is at the end of the day. Most adults tend to forget that. They use VR chat as a way to escape reality and project their adult problems and fantasies onto VR chat. So when you combine these two groups, they are inevitably not going to mix well. A good solution possibly could be the use of a required government documentation like Roblox did with their VC system.
Now, it isn't fair to kick children out of a social game, but what it has turned into is no longer a casual fun experience and has quickly become an awful situation for children to be a part of. So maybe building upon the Rec Room or creating a more child-friendly version of VR chat would be nice. At the end of the day, this problem runs deep into the core of VR chat. It most likely won't be solved and will keep festering until VR chat comes to an end.
I just want to say thank you for watching this video. It took a lot of time and effort to make, so if you could please drop a like and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Expect more content like this in the future. Also, while you're at it, drop a follow to our socials. They should be on screen now. Have a wonderful day or night. Goodbye for now. Dude, God!
I feel like kids shouldn't really be playing this game. Or VR chat, at least.
Yeah, just
You know, it's a valid point. There's a lot of ERP on this shit, and it's kind of sad how much children